We're here today to celebrate Orca Recovery Day to find out how forage fish and orcas are related. So we're here with the Forage Fish Volunteer Survey team here, part of Fidalgo Bay Aquatic Reserve. And we're going to hopefully find some really great forage fish eggs, have the students look at them under a microscope, see the different stages, and learn about the different effects of the forage fish, and learn about what else is affecting forage fish in their environment right now, and then we're going to tie it all back to orcas. I'm here with Nash, one of my students from our summer program, Guardians of the Sea, and I want to ask you a question, Nash. How are forage fish related to orcas?
Well, the salmon eat the forage fish, and then the orcas eat the salmon.
Our microbiologist who spent the last about 30 years doing salmon health or salmon doctor for the Indian tribe up here in this area, and then once I retired, I started looking for places. Well, I had to have a microscope because when you retire, you lose all the equipment.
Way down there. So we're going to collect our sample list. Shading. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, Now we're going to test. Let's see. Does somebody want to wait, where? And eggs are 1 millimeter, so eggs can't go through here. So they're held back now.
Try not to get too much of the other
Yeah,
stuff.
just kind of go slowly and try to get it right in there if you can.
Okay, now the rest of the stuff, you get over on the side here. Now, after you guys take the spatulas and stir this, we want to stir it round and round.
Do you want to go on that side and I go on this side? Last time, this didn't work.
That's incredible!
Oh my goodness, we got so many.
Oh yeah.
He totally won.
Yep, we're gonna win.
C team for cool, am I right?
We told you this was the cool team.
This is a cool team, the cool team.
Aren't you glad you joined? Yes.
Is that egg? Oh my God.
You have found one that is ready to hatch.
Like right now?
Like, did you sit here while I was watching it?
So, did you see it move inside there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's moving itself and the light is moving, but
Yeah, it's definitely
yes.
Oh my God.
So that's the gills working. That's the gills working.
So cool.
Yay for your review. One whole story.
Probably the biggest concern is that they have beaches that are pristine and the right texture of small gravel and sand, that they can come up at high tide and lay their eggs. Many of our beaches are too coarse, the gravel's too coarse. Some of our beaches are too muddy, so those kind of beaches that are fine sand and gravel, and when you look down the way down here, you can see these beaches are that sort, especially at the high tide line, which is where these eggs are being deposited when they spawn. This is really a good beach for forage fish spawning, especially surf smelt spawning. from one end to the other. Most of it is the right kind of beach material, substrate. Some of it is shaded so that when the eggs are laid in the gravel, the shade helps them not dry out and die. They take about 2 weeks to hatch once they've been laid up at the high tide line. And so this is really a good beach, and this beach has had some changes made to it over time to keep it being a good beach. Fresh new sand has been added and fresh new gravel's been added over time. Well, there are a few things. One is to learn about them, see where they do their spawning and where they live, find out how important they are, so that as you grow up, you practice habits like don't destroy beaches where they have a good chance of spawning, like this beach. You know, don't start building a bunch of docks or digging it up and putting cement on it, that sort of thing. The other thing to do is stay in touch with your local officials and encourage them to not allow beach activities that are destructive to the kind of sand and gravel and natural beaches that these fish need for their spawning. There's always a temptation to build bulkheads, docks, put restaurants out over water. Those things all interfere with the ability to spawn. And I think a third thing is watch your own behavior. What can you do? If you're a shoreline owner, try and keep your beach natural. Keep shade growing over the beach. I know everybody likes the view of the water from their home, but if there's no shade and you have a good spawning beach, then those eggs are not going to survive very well. We're quite lucky here in Fidalgo Bay. We have a lot of good beaches and we have a fair amount of shade. So those are good things to be able to do.